So we're live. It's official. We are officially on the Be Gone for Good channel. It's our first live broadcast in a long time. We brought Kevin along with us, and we're going to be doing a watch party of Long Way Up.
A lot of color commentary.
It's going to be the first episode. None of us have seen it. We specifically waited 24, almost 48 hours now to be able to watch this episode with our many fans out there. So I will disclose this one portion. So obviously we won't be showing Long Way Up here. So if you came to see Long Way Up, you're not going to get it. You may be able to hear snippets of it, but that's as far as that's going to go. So if you're trying to sneak it, this ain't the way to do it. But you're going to be able to watch us watch it, if that appeals to you in any way. So. So the way that we're going to do this, if you want to watch along with us, whether you're watching it now live or in the future recorded, I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, click. And that's when you start yours so that we can be all synced up. How great is that? Ready? So you got to do the same thing too. 3, 2, 1, click, right? Not 3, 2, click. 3, 2, 1, click. Don't screw it up. Ready? 3, 2, 1, click.
Nope.
There it is. Fantastic. Success. It's happening.
And remember, pants are optional.
Yeah, pants are optional, especially because we aren't even showing the lower portion. So I'll tell you, this makes me really happy that they brought the Stereophonics back to do this. I heard that they did this, and they had them redo the lyrics so that they could get Long Way Up to fit in properly. But there's something about this song that for 5 years now just makes me feel good every time I hear it.
It does.
It's like home.
Nostalgic.
Yeah, it's very good.
Like,
It's
this
fantastic.
is where it started. We just wanted to travel.
Shush. There you go. We're showing the old ones. I get this. Now, did you watch Long Way Round or Down first?
Round.
Long way around.
Round. Everybody was Round first,
Yep.
right? I did Round first. I think it was better.
Long way around. Definitely, it felt very much like. It felt like the outcome might have been down a couple times.
Long Way Round? I mean, KTM certainly thought that. So, Charlie got injured, but this was after Dakar, right?
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah. Why'd they film that?
I don't know. But this is really interesting. So, they said that they kind of fell out after the last one. So, after Long Way Down, they apparently haven't been hanging out much. Like, they weren't as tight as they were before.
Until Ian got rid of somebody.
Yeah, Eve. Once Eve was gone, and then started dating your girl, the one that you always thought was gorgeous. That I never figured, but she's 6.5 feet tall.
and Charlie will have cameras and microphones on their helmets, so they can actually film themselves.
Look at this.
Team.
That's good.
Link up with the boys at Borders, but otherwise.
Like everything is better, right? All the
Right.
colors,
Like they've got drone shots now.
lighter, smaller.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I think too is really interesting. So, did you hear? They just said that they're going to try and treat this the same way as Bolivia. That like essentially they're on their own. They'll meet up with them at Borders and stuff. But I have a really hard time believing that with electric bikes. I don't believe that they did the electric bikes only meeting up at Borders.
Well, if they pre-set up the charging system.
I mean, that's true too. And I don't know, did you hear this, Kevin? They said that apparently one of these organizations that was setting up the chargers for them actually went in, pre-did their route and put like stops along the way. Put
Oh, really?
like pre-planted charging stations for them, which would make this a much more seemingly reasonable trip to take.
I was dreaming of doing a trip for years, just leaving LA and riding to the very tip of South America,
I'm getting a scarf
Tierra del Fuego,
and better hair.
and I bought
Better?
a bike for it.
Okay.
Come on. What about you, Kevin? You want to get better hair?
Better hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want Ewan McGregor hair or what?
Yeah, I would love Ewan McGregor hair. That's fine.
He's driving a Honda. When Ewan has to pick a bike that he's not given, he picks a Honda. I'm just saying.
Poor judgment.
I'm just saying. He lit it on fire.
And it's on fire.
Yeah, he lit it on fire, but he picks a Honda.
Great bike.
He's wearing Uggs. Come on. What are we doing?
Wearing Uggs and driving a Honda. He's
Wearing Uggs, driving a Honda in LA.
I want to be on a trip again.
You must be.
Oh, I'm trying to feel. You think that help?
That would help, yeah.
Oh my god.
Seriously, this is gonna be us in another 10 years.
For me, is
Except I'll be the good-looking one. You guys will be the Charlies.
We're gonna get started on my movie
Yeah.
here.
You really better get on it. You really. It's about time to get that first hit. So he's a believer.
Where are they at?
Yeah.
This is in LA. He lives in LA now.
Is this his house?
Yeah.
Single story ranch?
Yeah.
On the hills?
Up in the hills, yeah. Probably cost $4 or $5 million to
It's the minimalist.
get up there. Yeah. Yeah, the minimalist with,
That costs $1 million right there.
yeah. $500,000 solar setup.
I'm having my old beloved 1954 Volkswagen Beetle converted to electric. Definitely.
This feels ridiculous, right?
I'll be driving an electric powered vehicle, I'm sure.
Converting a 54 Beetle to electric, that seems,
But, the whole idea
The aerodynamics.
Compared to a lot of other things.
yeah.
car seem like they're getting a real handle on it, but the motorcycle world, they're not as far ahead as I thought they would be. And so that makes it even more challenging.
USB. So we just need I just wonder what size of USB we need.
How much hard luggage can you put on the back of a Honda XR60?
And why?
Yeah. I mean, and look at those mounts. Like that's just welded in there. That's crazy. It's crazy.
I forget that. Lots of things have happened in 12 years. We've all got older.
David and Russ are back on board to film the trip. But first of all, we need to figure out the practicalities of going on electric
So we got the full team this time, right? Like Claudio's back,
Is Claudio back?
Jimmy's back. I think Jimmy's back too. I think everybody's back.
Being between cities, being between settlements, and going, let's stay here tonight.
That's crazy.
And we put our tents up, and then we wake up in the morning, we take off. Well, if you've got to charge a bike overnight, then we wouldn't be able to do that.
I think some of the best.
Yeah, I feel like Charlie isn't as into. I feel like Charlie might be less into this than he was into Eve coming along. Like, I don't think anything about this journey seems like the sort of thing. Charlie ran the Dakar for God's sakes. Now he's going from outlet to outlet.
I really think Charlie is into like the motor of the motorcycle, right? Like the engine, the fuel, the fire,
Yeah.
the spark plugs.
The speed. I bet you can't wheelie a live wire.
Oh, I bet you can. I bet you can.
We'll see. I bet if he doesn't pull a wheelie, this will be a waste.
So the fact is there's not many it's very good because there's not many frontier runners motorcycling and getting ever done on P4. So you'd be the first people to go this sort of distance, charging as you go.
Yeah, they're like Elspeth Beard.
Central note.
It's quite exciting to get on that, isn't it? Quite exciting.
So we've been tossing around the idea of doing South America ourselves.
So Russ and Dave will help with the
What do you think?
trip.
Just shipping the bikes down to Colombia and going.
Only if we can do it on electric.
Only.
Is Ewan wearing bricktop glasses?
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what he's wearing. He is straight out of Lock Stock. That's fantastic. Great pull, Joe.
Hey,
That is very.
You know this is different because everyone has glasses on. All of them have glasses.
Yeah. And they're not
12 years
small lenses.
ago, no one had glasses.
See, this is the thing that makes me feel good about our potential is that we got into this very young.
Like they fly like biplane, like bi-wing planes. There.
yeah, he's not letting go of that scarf.
I bet they're sponsored. I bet that scarf is a sponsor. We are going to watch the end credits. That scarf is absolutely a sponsor.
Yeah, maybe.
See, Charlie, all Charlie's thinking is like, why don't we just ride the hills, man?
Yeah.
What are we doing with these electric bikes? Like, just give me a dirt bike, let's go.
Oh, it's really sexy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the Zero, isn't it?
Just turn it on, and that's
It looks like it.
Is
Yeah.
that a 0?
It looks like it. Yeah.
Ugh.
right.
So here's where Charlie's gonna get a little excited because that thing is 0 to hero with a twist of the throttle.
Super fast.
Oh yeah.
You start thinking about being on the road again. It's a lovely feeling saying, well, let's go here. And off you go, with a friend.
Oh. That's a shot I didn't get for Mid-Atlantic.
I mean, what a great thing to do.
Never stopped and got on the side of the road, not a single time. Not once. Ah well, what are you gonna do? Live and learn.
Happy when I'm on the back.
Are you drinking anything?
And when you look over your shoulder,
Water.
No. Well, that's good of you.
that's something that I've really missed over the years.
Is this why you guys travel? Is because it's a chance to hang out with friends?
Yes.
What?
It's much better than I thought it would be, the ride. It feels great. We can talk to each other, it's pretty cool.
Oh, that would be cool.
No noise.
That would be cool.
What?
To just have it be dead silent while you're riding.
There's nothing vibrating and there's no engine. So you really feel everything just
Imagine like
road on your wheels.
for road fatigue,
But it's really fun.
like the electric bike would reduce that probably by about 40%.
Yeah,
Most
but
of road fatigue is just engine balance. You know.
but
it's
you
like-
can't go that far. So like you gain all that extra distance capability because you're not fatigued, but you can't go any further because your bike dies.
Yeah. Well.
But you
give and
feel
take,
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
That-
feel better
there's
at
no
lunch.
free lunch.
So trans in a way, I love it. It's my meditation, I suppose.
I mean, when they make these things that are 400-mile capable, I think you got a real contender.
So I think this is the way forward.
That sound. I'm not going to get over that sound.
Yeah.
Did we talk about Livewire adding sound to the bike?
Do you remember Tron? The way that sounded.
That's very Tronish, yeah.
At EV West,
Yeah.
my friend Michael who runs EV West, and pick his brains for electric.
That damn scarf.
Damn that scarf.
He's got a cabbie beads on his truck too, no less.
He does on his Toyota.
Porsches and Ferraris and loads of VW stuff. Electric. Michael's converting my 1954 Oval VW Beetle.
Come on.
This looks brilliant. This looks so trick, doesn't it?
You don't like it, but I like it.
This is like Pimp My Ride, the
'Cause
geriatric edition.
That Volkswagen is going to be the fastest Volkswagen ever created.
7 horsepower.
It'll start rattling pieces off of it.
The chassis will not be able to keep up with electric motors.
It's like Herbie.
Yeah, at least the tires though.
Yes.
It's like we literally limped the bikes back to the track. And I was like, oh, I thought we'd have some more juice.
That's the dilemma of motorcycles is it's just not enough just bulk to carry that kind of battery
Yeah.
to get longevity.
To get extra time.
Yeah. I mean, the bike would weigh 1,000 pounds or more
Yeah.
if you could get that kind of range.
Well, that's what he's talking about. He's saying 70-mile range. Like
Well, that's the
That's-
Zero.
that's undoable.
So the Zero
It's essentially a dirt bike.
is it's a dirt bike, but that's 70 miles if you're just taking it easy. Like, who takes it easy on a dirt bike? You know,
Right.
you're full throttle all the time. So you just don't do that. So it's like ends up being 40 miles of riding,
Yeah.
which is okay, but it's not great. It's not something you're gonna spend, $10,000 to $15,000 on a motorcycle.
Right. Right. It's just not. I mean, it's not compatible yet. It's not there. Like maybe it is. Maybe he's right. It's the future, but it's just not. It's not there for to be able to do anything comparable to what a gas engine would do.
Somebody's got to be on the bleeding edge.
And I mean, I would think that for like commuters, this would make a lot of sense. And for people, but like as soon as you start long-term travel, this doesn't.
This 70 miles.
It doesn't make sense.
I'm feeling a little deflated about it. Still good.
Charlie's a little deflated.
Know a little something.
Yeah.
Think you can't do.
Yes.
Right? None of us watched Evel Knievel jump the Snake River because we all thought he was naked. you know, traction.
None of us thought he was
gonna die. Like, oh my God.
I might have been 6, but I didn't believe he was going to.
And so, well, that's encouraging.
I'll tell you what though, I am really happy to see the gang back together. Like this feels
Could be done, would be great.
like the tone and tenor of the last ones.
Can be done, and
It does.
180 miles a day. How do we do it? How do we literally do it?
See a little cross-eyed? You have a little Marty Feldman going on there?
Maybe the lens is a little tighter than it
I
ought to be.
think that was a little Marty Feldman.
Maybe he's looking at somebody off camera. That's the issue.
With one eye?
Maybe
It's funny. It's funny that he is converting his VW to electric, and then he drives like a 4Runner that
Yeah.
gets like 16, 17 miles per gallon.
Yeah. Well, you got to make up the distance somewhere. You know.
That's right. Ooh, they're going to Formula E. Oh, that's cool.
How do you see the development electric racing? I think it's the future electric, and of course it is. I'm just very excited about electric cars, electric motorcycles. The differences are good, you know, silent. There's no vibration between you and the road. It's exciting, and for sure it's the future.
I completely agree with you.
You do?
Yeah, because I think Moore's law applies to batteries too. And the thing that I don't quite understand, and I understand some of the physical limitations to it, but battery swapping has not become a thing. And so if there was standardization,
Right.
like I would think that would be the way you could truly increase, the similarity to gas, the similarity to gas vehicles, because you can fill up your gas car in, 10 minutes.
Right.
If you can hot swap a battery, I mean, you can even get quicker than that.
Yeah.
Stay on the line.
I could see that being a real help. If that was.
But also, I mean, I understand the difficulties in standardization, on a new bleeding edge product. Somebody would have to separately grab hold of that and invest money into that standardization prior to the actual products that are using
Well,
it.
and I mean, even to the point of like the proliferation of charging capability. Like once you get the point where you can charge anywhere,
Yeah.
and like let's say it's an hour, half hour, something like that, that immediately puts you above and in at least a reasonable category to make long-term travel.
Yeah.
You know.
I was reminded that it wasn't going to be just the electric bikes that were going to be a challenge. We recently had a second serious motorcycle accident during the early planning of this.
Charlie looks a little stiff.
Yeah.
Into that
That's
Formula
what happens when you shatter your leg.
It happens when you break a leg wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have them out? We're live here. We're live. Right now.
Do it live.
You're part of the show. This one.
You're famous.
Yeah. You're famous. You're being broadcast to 4 people.
Pants are optional.
Oh my God! Look at Charlie.
Jesus.
Oh,
Somebody hit hard.
Look at that shoulder.
Fright could have lost somebody. I mean, it's
Oh.
a horrendous accident.
Damn those line bikes.
Reflected upon it and thought, you
Oh.
look after the relationships in your life that are important.
Oh.
Put energy into them. to keep
What?
them
What year did he crash?
I don't know. I don't know that I knew about this.
I got closer to him after that. I was reaching out to him more and, keeping in touch about his rehab.
He's just getting off the wheelchair. Other people want to run again or do that.
Uh-oh. Pan option on Charlie too.
Yeah. You get the full Monty.
That's right.
Hey, look at that. He's got the Triumph, huh?
What makes him feel alive?
I like that.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Talks about people being stuck at the accident and thinking about what they could have done differently and what they should have done differently.
Are you stuck at the accident, Kevin? You still thinking about that's still a daily thought for you?
Always not looking backwards.
No. I have a lot more exciting things happening now that I'm back at work.
It's true. Good point. How do you get into a crash and then get into open face helmet again? Like,
Well, he didn't hit his face.
that's gutsy.
I have to go back to LA for work, but Charlie's been invited to Geneva to test drive an electric motorcycle. In fact, it's a Harley Davidson electric motorcycle.
We're heading up to this little track too.
Do you think this idea came before Harley Davidson? That can't possibly be, right? Like Harley had to be involved in this right off the bat.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, they didn't consult. I mean, they were looking for sponsors and looking for bikes after their ideas, you know, the first couple times. So,
I mean, I think when they first started, Zero was the only thing.
Yeah.
That was the
good
only
point.
game in town.
So happily, so something like that. This particular bike, this production bike, no one other than Harley Davidson workers have ever been.
It is a testicle.
It's incredible. And he said that
The
classic
Tesla
bike is
motorcycle
the only
is,
one.
of course, going to be named the Testicle.
I think that's a great idea. I think that'll sell well.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that'll go
Oh,
big
you
time.
gotta switch it up. It's the Teslicle.
There you go.
That goes.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh my God, please
Yeah.
don't crash it. That's the
Don't.
only one we have.
Don't break Charlie.
we're at sample size of one.
It's like we don't want to kill Charlie Borman.
But apparently they can rebuild him.
He's half bionic right now.
Yeah, no. Oh yeah, for sure. It's been, for years,
Look at that.
No.
Amazing bike, it really is. It's amazing.
They're gonna have a completely custom bike to be able to do this.
Yeah, because that's the street bike there.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. I mean, it's a motorcycle, so how? It's not that difficult to change
All
that
right, they
thing.
just put knobbies on it and raise the fenders.
Suspension a little bit. Yeah. Stiffen that suspension up. But it's a heavy bike, so it's got to be really stiff suspension.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So I have family in the room now, so they're going from the tip of Carrot of Fuego up to, or back to Los Angeles. Oh,
So Charlie was he was sponsored by Triumph and Ewan was Ducati, right?
yeah.
But they're both riding Triumphs now.
You think it's a
I'm
product?
thinking you might have a little on bike.
I'm really excited for the sponsorship that comes our way.
After this,
I think that
sky's the limit.
I mean, we're live broadcasting now. This there's nothing that can't be done. With my wife in the background, no less.
I think Mars Candy first, and then
I said we're live broadcasting with my wife in the background. No
Jolt
less.
Cola.
Yeah. No, you keep there. You are making us all look good.
Sadly, I managed to break a lot of bones before they started to move in.
What's going on?
This is their flat now that they're using for prep. This is a lot cushier than it.
That's a great couch.
That's Harley Davidson money right there.
I like that couch.
That's probably Davidson money.
Yeah, this is why they're going bankrupt.
Hey, Lo. What do you think about this couch here?
Agreed.
I can't see it. I just see stripes.
Yep.
Look at
That's all it is. It's just stripes. It's enormous amounts of stripes. So I've been getting hit up an awful lot by people that have been saying that they found the first 3 episodes extremely boring.
No joke, no.
And I'm
I get-
thinking that
really?
with couch move-in time, I could see why that might be.
Yeah, if you're coming here, I mean, the other ones were the first episode was like prep and like till like the day they step off. You know,
And they were
so
working
that
on
was
bikes
really
and
Well, and like, I mean, they were taking you an off-road first episode, right? Like that's when you did the BMW Training Academy. Hey, we've got a map. We've got a map. It's starting.
I'm thinking that because it's bikes are so much more of an integral part of the story, where before they were just kind of like, like the weight of the means or whatever.
Yeah,
Like they might be talking about these bikes a little bit more.
yeah. I think also to some degree, like this isn't nearly as complicated of a trip, right? Like you're not traveling across barren wilderness. You're on roads.
No, it's not
No.
Mongolia, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, or Siberia, or
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
there's a. They're not going through Panama.
Yeah. There's a
like that.
break in there somewhere. There ought to be. Speed. So this is what we need, guys. We need a big map. We don't have a big enough map.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. That's why we have not hit the same heights. We don't have a big enough map.
Our carbon footprint of this journey, and so we're going to do a scale here, just to improve cool cut.
Cool. What?
You said cool Earth, but I don't know what that means.
People can't use like social cues and
So we're visiting a project in the Amazon,
yeah, like, but I mean,
And why is that line down in the Southern Ocean?
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. The bikes will definitely not work down
Yeah.
there.
yeah, I think I've seen twice. You would.
So, I mean, I'm curious because I don't live their lives, but like, I don't feel like there would be any hurdle standing in my way. I'd be like, yeah, okay, let's go.
Screw Star Wars. Let's do this.
I mean, if you know you have to be home, like, what does it matter if you ditch the bikes in Mexico? You know, like, oh, I got to be back in LA and we're in southern Mexico, so I will just fly home. Like, nobody's going to be upset about it. Nobody's going to burn you for it.
Unless Harley's paying this and they want to finish it.
Then 20 days prior, been like, oh, hey, by the way, we're going to have to start hoofing it. So get us quick chargers or whatever you got to do, but we're making it home. I mean, we went Honduras to North Carolina in 7 days. You know, like, I'm sure they could manage.
It was a good time.
That's so
Yeah.
fast.
And that's getting stuck at the border for 3 days. You know,
So we weren't stuck at the border necessarily. We chose to cross illegally into Mexico.
we were illegal immigrants in Mexico for a short time. Yes. What was even more fun is that not only were we illegal immigrants, but we thought we would be able to make it all the way through Mexico being illegal and got turned around.
We were wrong.
We were wrong.
Yeah.
They are very good at paying attention to that.
Or we're very bad at
Yeah.
not taking the main road that we know there's a stop on.
Yeah. That was a bad
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah.
Do you think we could have gotten off of it? We could have bypassed the agricultural stop, you think?
I mean, I'm sure they have more than one road.
I don't know.
And
Maybe.
And we had bikes that had dirt tires on them.
It's true, we could have gone anywhere. Here's your Rivian.
That's not a Rivian.
No, not yet. That's what they're looking for.
That looked like a Suzuki.
Did you, Kevin, did you hear that somebody in our group has a deposit down on a Rivian already?
Not already. A year and a half ago.
What's the price on a Rivian?
Who knows?
He's just got the deposit down.
Ah,
Yeah.
like they've been telling.
That's a very, Joe, that's a very middle class vehicle yours.
Refundable is the key word.
There you go.
Deposit. Yeah.
Refundable. Because there's your, there's the factory right there.
Ooh, that's not good.
Anytime, Joe. Anytime it's coming.
I'll be right back.
Looks like it's right around the corner. Yeah. You're gonna need some more machines.
Yeah, they are.
What'd they say?
Despite being not done for mass production, previous
9 months. That's all you said, 9 months.
How many months ago was this?
That would have put you at probably about a year.
Yes.
Like 9 months ago would have been a year before.
All this stuff has to be put away. So
I mean, it's a great looking vehicle. I really like the concept.
paint on Monday. So it doesn't, that stuff doesn't have to go.
It's like a Land Cruiser.
It just doesn't seem real.
We're gonna start this week.
anymore.
That part's easy. No, I mean, all jokes aside, because we control each wheel's software, we can make any wheel spin at any speed, at any time, at any level. We set torque to the other wheel.
These vehicles are creating something that's production representatives before the contracts and great tools are
That's incredible that you didn't have that.
So I mean, I guess that's the thing that's interesting about this, as opposed to the other ones. Like everybody knew what the BMW was. Like you didn't have to introduce wholly new technology. Like this first episode is essentially just introducing new tech.
Sure, and new companies, or at least maybe new to adventure.
Yeah.
Adventure, you know.
Yeah.
At the moment, there are hardly any charging points.
There we go.
So Rivian will install 150 charging points.
Rivian installed.
Whoa.
Whoa, Rivian?
I know where my deposit went.
Yeah. There's a
One day you're waiting for your
there's a
vehicle.
yeah there's a charging station in Bolivia with your name on
Says
it.
Joe.
This thanks Joe.
Yeah.
I mean that explains it. So that's the explanation that I'm looking for. That I got hammered over, raked over the coals for bringing up. My most hated video, I think, maybe to date, has been that the scam video.
Might have reviewed. Put all these
About it,
charging
$4, I think maybe. I think I've earned $4 on that video. Totally worth it to be hated by significant amounts of people.
The adventure community.
Yeah, the
As a
adventure,
whole.
the adventure community. Yeah, whatever Ted Simon gets when he goes out, I get the opposite. Everybody just jeers and spits and hates me for the things that I say. But to be fair, I think maybe I deserve it to some degree. Okay, they got crash bars.
It doesn't look like an adventure bike though.
It does not look like an adventure bike. That is nasty. That battery is gonna get ka-chunged.
I don't think it's a motor.
It'll definitely look better.
What a fun project to work on at Harley.
I wonder how heavy that bike is.
Yeah.
It's still really low too. Unless that guy's enormous.
It's tall, but it's not. The clearance is not. I mean,
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, it's a really thin tank.
what?
Right. Whatever that thing is,
There's no tank.
that bubble there is really thin. So what do these go for? These 20,000? 17,000?
Almost feels like they're pumping that sound in.
I know, it's just,
'Cause they're not that loud.
73 miles we've done, 40% left. So that's well over 100 miles. Range.
so I think the comm system they have are the new Cena 10C or whatever, the one that's got the video camera on it.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I considered those, but everybody said that they're so buggy.
That they're only 1080. So if you shoot in like 2.7 or 4K, that'll look off compared to the video
Right.
on your GoPro.
Right. Well, plus they said it because there's not a lot of shooting capability for it. Like you just don't have the volume to be able to hold it. Especially if you're shooting anything higher than 1080. You're gonna run into storage issues.
Couch, man. Look at that thing.
Yeah. So,
Best part of the thing so far.
Kevin, I don't know if we told any of we didn't tell any of our followers, but I finally made a call on the Be Gone for Good headquarters that we found in Lawrencetown, whatever it was. And the guy has a 99-year lease on this building that we found
Yeah.
that looks like it may be the first building that America ever owned, like, or ever existed in America. It is dilapidated, is at best, but he's got a 99-year lease on it, and he said he's not letting it go.
Nice.
So we can't.
Where is Lawrenceville?
If you take the Mid-Atlantic BDR, it's right about there.
So Virginia.
Virginia? Virginia. Yeah, Virginia, West Virginia. Virginia, I think.
It's gonna be a pretty long commute.
It's funny. I mean, to be fair, you might need 10 years to develop it. So
From the sound, I talked to him on the phone, and I'd be surprised if he made it another 10 years. He did not sound like he was gonna be pushing the full 99 years of this lease.
you should call him every month.
Just browbeat him into giving it up. He's like, you know what? I don't even care. Just take the space. I'll continue paying the $4 a month. You just take it. Stop calling me. Yeah.
All right. Now let's talk about that TI money.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they're learning Spanish. That's so good. So that was another one. Somebody else remarked about this, and I think this is something that we all need to consider for our trip down to Honduras. He talked about these guys not bothering to learn or like joking about learning Spanish before they're taking this trip. And I feel like we did a reasonably good job of trying to get, like, food is a priority. Like knowing how to say tomatoes, onions, cheese, no meat.
That didn't work.
When you say no meat, also no chicken, no shrimp.
Yeah.
Like learn it all, because
Pork, not pork.
yeah, no pork. To learn those things in Spanish, 2-person, 3-person hotel, stuff like that. I think we should focus on trying to get some Spanish learned. Although it will make us more vulnerable at.
Más español?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
¿Por qué?
Yeah. Yeah. Look, tomorrow we'll start learning more Spanish.
Mañana.
Although it's going to make us more vulnerable at police stops, though, because we will understand what they're saying instead of just going, I don't know.
Yeah.
Papers?
I'd rather not know they're going to shoot us.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to see it coming?
I like to be clean.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea. There they are. They're starting. Do you want to take a trip up to Rivian and we'll see yours coming off the line?
I wouldn't mind taking a trip to Rivian. but
Did you pick your color yet?
I have no expectation of it actually coming off the line. No, I haven't picked anything.
Where is Rivian? Do we know where it's at?
Right there.
They said it was like Maryland or Iowa or something.
Yeah. Charging?
Yeah. It's like, oh, we were gonna gas power yours.
It's so crazy to me that Rivian put in all these charging stations. Like, just the amount of money that they invested in this.
But think about what this is. Like, you have to have an advertising budget of some sort, right? So now you're on Apple with a known entity that's already gonna have a crowd base in there. If anybody knows about the electric, like you're sitting side by side with Harley Davidson, you know, like this seems like a great play. And what do those charging stations cost? You know, especially like in Bolivia. How hard does it say, like, yeah, we need a 10x10 section of land right here?
And this is Amazon money.
What do you mean?
Amazon is one of the major
Oh, are they?
backers. of
Oh,
Rivian.
it's Amazon.
Yeah.
They're gonna take over the world anyway. What do we care? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Amazon owns Rivian?
No, they don't own it outright, but they're one of the major
Oof.
stockholders of
Jeez.
or not.
I'm
They
buying
they
Rivian tomorrow.
contributed a lot of money to.
Yeah.
And the idea was that they were going to build the delivery vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
Amazon, yeah.
Oh my God, that's great.
Which of course set back my delivery date by quite a bit because they had to
Right,
build
because
all
they have
those
to produce
vehicles. Yeah.
700,000 other vehicles before they get to yours. The good news, though, all the quirks and goofiness will be out by then.
But you know, the funny thing is,
You'll get the good ones.
if the Amazon van is an option, I'd rather have that than the truck.
Really?
Because you can build that out into an RV.
You know, an electric RV, you're gonna put yourself in the middle of nowhere without a charge.
More solar charging capabilities because it's a bigger roof.
There you go. But like we're stuck, but only for the next 7 days.
Looks cool.
Let's hope the weather opens up. Yeah, I don't know if they're supposed to be towing them to show it off.
It's one way to get fuel efficiency.
Yeah. Tow charging. So they're charging it as they tow. That's crazy.
Well, like regenerative braking.
Yeah.
It's all generator driven. So motors and generators are basically the same thing.
That's why they took the Ford F-350 with them.
I thought Ford was a major contributor to Rivian as well.
I mean, that would make sense that they would be
Yeah.
on board with them as well.
No, I don't need it. We'll need that. We'll just need that.
What?
What is that?
Well, I got short toenails, and I don't know that I wanted to do the motorcycle stuff with blue toenails. I told the Zoom, right, hey, I said, I don't know what to do. If I take it off, it's bad. She went,
That's what we haven't done.
it's gonna be cold, isn't it?
Seems like an elaborate story of the toenails.
You think he's just always got blue toenails?
That's a cover story.
I've just been, yeah, 35 one, so I'm just gonna wrap it up a bit. Yeah, it's like,
So I'm not so surprised that I am surprised at JoJo.
Borman's RV back there.
He's not allowed to stay with him.
It gets up to about
Oh, they're just looking at the snow now.
Yeah.
You've been to Patagonia, right? It's not always cold, right? If they had planned this trip properly, they could have done it in decent weather.
I mean, decent is like 50s and 60s during the day.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it gets cold at night. I mean,
I
you're
remember, do you remember, Overland Expo guys, or Expedition Overland guys, they did it in 2 sections because of the winter. There wasn't a good route for them to not be in the winter in like South America. So like they started in Colombia, and then halfway they parked their vehicles for like 3 weeks, or I'm sorry, 3 months or something. Then came back because they couldn't get the route done. Where they had
Right, I remember that.
in South America. So
Yeah.
maybe they're just sucking it up a little bit, but
Right.
they need to sell this model of the live wire.
I just don't I don't think there's a call for it. Like they don't have a call for the Pan America, let alone an electric version of the Pan America. You know, like I think they've got a lot of work to get into the adventure market.
for a daily driver though, 146 miles.
No, I mean
All
that
day
would make
long?
sense, but you could do a street. You don't need to get the adventure one for that.
No.
You know. There we go.
Told you.
It's happened.
Like but the torque on those things is like immediate. There's no problem with that formula.
Yeah, he'll be able to do it at 70 miles an hour.
You should be able to. There's no clutch either, so like there's no pop in the clutch to get the wheel up.
Right.
and down. It's all
Just
throttle.
pop.
Yeah. No gear shifting. It's a much simpler ride than
It's like my GCT.
is similar, but that's still shifting gears.
It's true. And Bodie, I love it.
Yeah, it's hard.
all they need to do now is to get them to
Well, the thing you don't, I mean, because we're all standard riders, like you don't. The idea of electric is just like the Tesla. You know, when you throttle on, there's no hiccups in the giddy up. You know?
Right.
There's no,
lag on it.
yeah, your horsepower and torque curves are, well, not curves. They're just up.
Right.
So you don't have any, like there's no lugging. There's no, there's no stalling. There's no. It makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a good thing off road though. You know, and you get it in that kind of, like, like if you're in second gear, you're kind of lugging that engine through because you're.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I
like
would
in
think
the,
it's something you gotta get used to.
yeah, in the slippery stuff, like there's no, like you actually dumb it down to a higher gear so that you tractor through slippery stuff. But with that, there's none of that. It's 0 to hero.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So I wonder if electronically you could dumb that down though. Like you could program it to maybe slip a little bit. Yeah. Or to stutter so you get more traction.
Right. Look at all that gear. So this is where they had pictures of them coming in.
Perfect weather for motorcycles. Looks like Colorado.
Yeah. This is us rolling into Ouray. And you with summer gloves.
Guys, my hands are
Yeah.
cold.
How you feeling? Wow, look at that.
With your weightlifting gloves.
Jeez.
That's beautiful.
Oh, there we go. There we go. First episode down. I'm in. I'm a believer. I'm a big fan.
It feels like a long way. I mean, it feels like the old video. Nice.
Did you just say it feels like a long way?
I mean, but so first episode, we were not traveling at the start of the second episode.
I thought there were
Of
3 episodes.
long way round. I think it was
3
like-
episodes of prep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a long time of prep. Like this is kicking off a lot quicker. And I'll tell you, so this is the thing that I know we have talked about before,
Yeah,
but I think is going to be really different on this one. Like across the board, this is beautiful. You know, like the drone shots, the color that's involved, even their on the bike stuff is just looking a lot better.
Which is good for the scenery that they're going to be traveling through. I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking about the Andes. It's going to be pretty amazing.
Yeah, and I mean even the stuff that we did, like the greens that you run across with the black tarmac going down, like it's beautiful. And then like you get that. We had a couple of those ones where we're rolling through with that like stormy skies. So it's like those purples and blues of the sky. So we can sleep in the same room, just covered in wet stuff. It was crazy. Yeah, you're in for a treat. It's gonna be great. We're doing nothing but hostels the whole way down. It's gonna be plywood walls and like cardboard beds.
Chad loved it.
I'm
I
gonna
did.
write a t-shirt, gloves, and a helmet. That's all it's gonna be.
I think that's you'll fit in with everybody else.
Mesh t-shirt. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
It
Best
says
t-shirt.
Hawaii 00 on it.
Yep, that'll be perfect. That's exactly what it is. So first thoughts. What do you think?
I liked it. I mean, I'm a big fan of the electric stuff. So them using it and kind of going through it. I mean, obviously, I am interested in the Rivian.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's ever going to show up, but at least this tells me that they do have them.
We'll see if David crashes this one too. That'd be exciting.
Another tough vehicle to roll over, given that all the batteries
There
on
you
the
go.
bottom.
You won't be able to do that this time. What do you think? What do you think, Kevin? You a big fan? You in?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely in. I mean, I'll definitely finish this one. It's
Not
nice.
super excited.
It is. It's a little nostalgic how much time has passed.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I watch those all the time. So Ewan and Charlie are always that age.
Yeah.
And now we have a new one, and it's like, oh no, that was 04 and 06. Like that's just. I mean, it's just a long.
You remember when you used to be that age, right? Like
Is that a little self-reflection? Like, oh my God, if they're that old.
Yeah. I mean, that was right when you joined the Marines, wasn't it? It was 2004, 2006.
So I was in Iraq in 06.
There you go.
Jeez.
So Iraq to today. That's spectacular. That's good.
I've accomplished so much. I don't know how you can accomplish more than what I've accomplished from my reactor.
I know. You look at where Ewan went from, Star Wars to, like reprising the role of Obi-Wan. He's essentially just flatlined, right? And you are doing nothing but rising. Like it's totally different trajectories here. If anything, I feel sorry for him. Like he doesn't even realize what he's missing out on. With the rest of us, just kind of like shooting for the moon.
I agree. I completely agree.
I know. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. All right. Well, we are not going to be getting together to watch episode 2. Well, at least not with you guys. Thank you for watching the live. We are going to shut this one off. I'm guessing, just because I'm sort of a glutton for this stuff, I'm going to be doing a review of the whole series when I get done. So you can look at that and find out what I thought of everything now that I've spent a year commentating on this without having any idea what it actually looked like. Now that I know what it looks like, I'm gonna get you a review. I'm gonna tell you what I think of Ewan and Charlie's latest adventure.
So are you burning through the rest of the episodes tonight?
Can't. There's only 3 out right now,
Okay.
so they're gonna hold us off. There's 3 out right now. I will probably burn through the other 2 within 24 hours. And then every Friday, I think they're releasing a new episode. So we've got 7 more weeks to go.
Gotcha.
And then we'll kick back in. The biggest complaint that I've heard is that this is not an unusual trip. Like there's tons of people that are doing this without support, without like major teams or sponsorship. They're just going out and doing it. And they're having the real adventure. And I was kind of like, I agree, but those people aren't shooting it the way that these guys are shooting it. And to some degree, I want to see it look good, Like I'm sure their stories are great, but
I hope they do, because
I have to be able to see it.
I think Alan will be a big
Well, I maybe not everybody, but a lot of people who are doing this trip now watched Charlie and Ewan go across Asia and Africa.
Yeah.
That's why they're doing it now. So I feel like to throw shade at them, at these guys, they can do it on a so it doesn't really matter. That's their prerogative. I mean, at least in my opinion.
Yeah. But even you think about Ted Simon, Ted Simon, the godfather of this, great job, awesome book, but
Where's the film?
Yeah, I'd much rather see the movie.
Did it really happen? Was Ted Simon a scam? Watch the video.
Next video. Ted Simon's a scam. I don't believe it. Pictures are doctored. It's like the moon landing. Didn't happen. Ted Simon's a fraud. But I'm just kidding. Don't listen to that. I was just kidding. I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in you. I think. I mean, we're all sitting here and again, I mean, I can't explain this any better on YouTube. There's a reason why you're not reading about Be Gone for Good in a blog and a book and a magazine, because I don't read that stuff. I don't pay attention to that nearly as much as I do the visual stuff. So I don't know. Where's Ted Simon's movie? I want Ted Simon to redo his trip today with video equipment.
So the Ted Simon movie comes out. Who plays Ted Simon?
Oh, I mean, I don't know how old he was when he took that trip. I think he was pretty young.
Was that a Nick Cage classic?
I think I would put a Brad, I feel like Brad Pitt is right in line for where I imagine Ted Simon was at that time. Ted Simon is the epitome of cool at that moment. And I feel like Brad Pitt would be able to pull that off fairly well. You got any other ideas? You think anybody else would be better for that? If you say Shia LaBeouf, we're done. We're not talking anymore. That'll be it. I'm done.
Second choice. Second choice.
Yeah, that's not happening. So, also, just as a teaser for the next 3 years, this is what every night in Honduras was like. Just talking about nonsense for hours, and almost every time devolving into movies and who should play who in the movie.
Yeah.
It's sort of our bread and butter.
And Ewan McGregor, you weren't a choice.
Yeah, you weren't out there, unfortunately. I don't like the accent. What can I say? It's part of the way we roll. So, okay, I'm gonna shut down. It's been great watching with you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have any comments, of course, leave them down below. And enjoy the long way up.
Yeah, thanks.